The Bronte Bunch. A documentary by Wardah Mohammed. The father, Patrick Bronte, and mother, Maria Branwell, had many children, but 3 became world-renowned authors. Their names were Charlotte, Emily, and Anne Bronte. The first daughter, Maria Bronte, was born April 1814. Following along came Elizabeth, born February 8, 1815. That same year, the family moves to Thornton, Yorkshire, England, where Patrick becomes a curate. April 21st, 1816. Charlotte Bronte was born into the family. June 26, 1817, Patrick Branwell was born. Sadly, he was a failure in the family and amounted to nothing. Another baby girl was blessed into the family. On July 30th, 1818, Emily Jane Bronte was born. Finally, the last Bronte. On January 17, 1820, Anne Bronte was born. Around that same year, the father, Patrick Bronte, became a reverend. The whole family moved to Haworth, England. Unfortunately, tragedy struck the Bronte family. Mrs. Bronte died of tuberculosis September 15, 1821. As time went by, Maria and Elizabeth went to Cowan Bridge School. Charlotte and Emily followed later in the year. But due to the school's unsanitary conditions of TB, Maria and Elizabeth were taken too soon and joined their mother in the ground. It was June 1825 when Patrick Bronte decided to take his children out of that horrid school. Out of all the sisters, Charlotte had the most passion for education. She attended Roe Head School and later returned to become a teacher at the school. Since this was the Victorian age, gender inequality was at a high, which helps explain why Charlotte Bronte and her other 2 sisters had to use pseudonyms or fake names to get their work published. Charlotte's book, Jane Eyre, was published in 1847. This book provided a better understanding of Charlotte Bronte's early childhood and her struggle of finding happiness. It was March 2011 when Jane Eyre took the big screens. Charlotte Bronte's second book, Shirley, was published in 1849. The novel Shirley was a book about the Industrial Revolution and how it negatively affected people's lives. The machines were taking a man's job away. Charlotte Bronte's third book, Villette, was published in 1853. The main aspect of this book was about romance and adventure. The Professor was published in 1857. Charlotte fell in love with her boss, but he didn't love her back, so it didn't really work out. This inspired Charlotte to write The Professor. Charlotte Bronte played a vital role in the development of gender equality during the 18th century, but sadly, Charlotte passed away March 31st, 1855, due to a miscarriage and tuberculosis. Emily Bronte was the most dreamy of the bunch. Now, she wasn't a big fan of school. She strongly disliked it. Her one novel, Wuthering Heights, was published in 1847. In fact, it was made into a major motion picture starring Tom Brady. But it was Emily's poetry that made her stand out between the other sisters. She had a different way, a different type of writing. All greatness comes to an end. Emily died December 19, 1848. Anne Bronte, the youngest of the Bronte sisters. Anne's first novel, Agnes Grey, was published in 1847. The book was mainly about Anne herself and her experience as a governess. Anne's second novel, The Tenant of Wildfell Hall, was published in 1848. It was her drunken failure of a brother who inspired her to write this book. Branwell overdosed on drugs and alcohol, which led to the many arguments Anne and Branwell encountered. Anne Bronte passed away because of tuberculosis in 1849. It's sad to say this, but Patrick Bronte saw his whole family die right before him. He died June 7, 1861. The Bronte sisters transformed the Victorian age with their literature. Their lives are carried on with their past memories of the parsonage, the Bronte Falls, and of course the Bronte family vault, where many are buried.